G'day guys, it's Calvin from the Cartoon Company down under in New Zealand. We're having a busy time on the farm at the moment. Silage is getting cut today. Our road's washed out, which I haven't even seen yet. And I'm in the workshop wiring possibly one of the top 10 worst wiring jobs I've ever seen. I think for the year, even though this man didn't know there was a prize, I'm pretty sure he wins the prize for the worst one this year. But that's for another video. Today, we're going to get in and talk about VVti ECUs. I'm going to discuss immobilizers very briefly. I'm going to discuss the non-VVti VVti's. That is when they're converted to manual, often it turns the VVti off. No VVti. So you're losing lots of those gains that you have from that VVti engine. We're also going to discuss airflow meters, because the job I was sent to check the immobilizer on, which is fine, was having a starting and stopping issue, and it's to do with airflow meters. This may happen over a series of videos, not just over the one. Oh, Bronwyn's coming. She's a little bit camera shy. We haven't got her yet. We haven't got you on camera yet.
Oh, I'm on the wrong side. Sweet, that's good. Keep it that way. Thank you.
At some point we'll get Bronwyn, my office lady, onto the camera.
I'll bring the car, and then we'll get me on camera.
Okay. I'm pretty sure we just formed a contract, which was she's going to bring the supercharged Hilux, the red one that blew the clutch, and she's going to bring it to work, and then I'm allowed to get her on camera. Back to what we were talking about. So there's going to be a series of videos, and each of them I'll give a little bit more information. Before we get into that, I'm going to share one of my subscribers' videos. I sent the man some wiring diagrams, and shortly after I got a video of it running. That's really impressive. Now, I may have used this video before, so for those of you that have seen it before, I'm sorry, but it's kind of cool, so I'm going to show it again. So let's have a look. Now this man has spent a little bit of time tidying it up, and when he got it from the junkyard, I'll pop up an image of that, and he spent a little bit of time and he's tidied it up. And I'm often really impressed by what guys do in sheds, at home, on gravel, or just in a backyard shed. And it's really cool to see. And I'm really pleased that I can inspire people to do that. He's given me a little bit of an update, so let's just check out that as well.
Good morning, afternoon, Kelvin. Just going to give you a little progress update. I'm working on the 2UZ mounts. I don't have the engine out of my original truck yet, but I can work with the mounts that come out of this one here. These are out of the Tundra. I took the geometry for the 4 holes and translated it to CAD software. And I cut these out. That's 1/2 inch steel. And I'm gonna weld some tube stock with those polyurethane bushings and go from there. If you have any comments or suggestions, just please let me know. This is my first set of motor mounts, and I'd like them to be perfect. Thanks. Well, I just did what I never ever wanted to do, and that is to cut the radiator support right out of it. My engine lift is kind of terrible and doesn't quite go full extension. It's old, it's not mine, borrowing it. So we're gonna make it happen.
It's great that I'm providing some inspiration, and I'm going to keep tuning out these videos for a little bit longer in the hope that more people will have better knowledge and be more inspired to do their jobs. Rightio, moving on to this non-VVti. This particular ECU is going to run in a boat. I'm not a huge fan of running the standard ECU in boats. Certainly on the early ones, I've had very, very mixed results. They go okay, but in every case that I've taken them out and put an aftermarket ECU in, they've gone significantly better. And just the mapping of them in a boat, not ideal. The particular vehicle does have oxygen sensors. The boats had special manifolds with oxygen sensors in, which is critical on the VVTIs. You must run those oxygen sensors to have them run right. But the man's wired it, and it starts and stops. So he thought possibly that it was a problem with the immobilizer. Now, as you can probably imagine, I've got a little group of contacts, and this particular immobilizer was removed by one of my mates. Had a bit of a look inside. There's a little bit of dust, a little bit of dirt in there. I've given it a clean, put it onto my test engine, and look what happens. It obviously runs. I know that my test engine is wired correctly for testing this sort of situation. Why is this engine stopping? And if you hear a hum in the background, it's because the silage is getting mowed right now. And the paddock's right there. He's got a job to do. I've got a job to do. So we're both going to keep on going. Now that's how you cut grass. So back to our VVTI. The engine starts and stops for the man who's wired it. Now he sent me a photo of the airflow meter. So something I see a lot of on these is the wrong airflow meter, okay? And I'm going to do a second video of the different airflow meters. But for this one, I'm going to reverse engineer and see if I can create his stop-start issue. Factory, this ECU is meant to have this airflow meter. He sent me a photo of this one, which is an early non-VVTI airflow meter. Now don't get confused over this one. That is a completely different type. These ones, there is some interchangeability. That will be my next video. I'll show you the different ones. That ECU, meant to run on that one. But if you were paying attention, I'm running it on this one. However, I've got these little fly leads, and they go down and they correct the wiring pin out there. In my next video on airflow meters, I will run all three different airflow meters on this engine, and we'll look at some live data and see if there are any noticeable differences when they're all wired correctly. But I need to solve this problem right now. He's got the wrong airflow meter. So if I slip the wrong airflow meter on, but with the correct wiring for this ECU, so the pinout of the airflow meter, because all three airflow meters have different pinouts, let's see if the engine starts and stops. I have fitted the 20 series non-VVti airflow meter, but I fitted the 20 series VVti wiring. So the wiring matches the loom. The airflow meter is now wrong. Whew, look at that. Starts and stops. Well, that answered some questions, didn't it? Wrong airflow meter, but wired for this ECU. So the pinout to the airflow meter is wrong, and it starts and stops again. Just what the auto electrician's complaining of. So I'd guess that that is the issue. Let's put the correct wiring on it and see if it keeps running. Non-VVti. So on with the correct wiring for this airflow meter. So effectively I've just changed the pinouts of that. My ears hurt. I probably should have put my earmuffs on. That doesn't work. That airflow meter doesn't like this ECU. Let's put the one that I'm expecting to use on it and just double check everything's okay. Earmuffs this time. Oh, that does better. Just another note too, put the airflow meter on the right way. We'll try it on the wrong way. So that is definitely wrong. Starts and stops. That's good news too. Hopefully that answers some questions. The ECU has had the immobilizer removed correctly. That's good. Of course, that is a service that I provide. The other airflow meter, even with the correct pinout, doesn't work so nicely. So it needs the correct one or the later model one. But I'm going to cover that all in another video. And the airflow meter must be installed in the correct direction. I'm going to do another video on the non-VVti VVti thing, so look out for that one. And I will revisit this airflow meter situation and do a bit of a swap around. I fired this one up the wrong way because this one is going to be leaving to the customer. Oh, I've got my other ones. No, we're okay. So I hope that was helpful, and we'll talk again soon. Catch you later. This is my road. We had a little bit of rain. Camera doesn't really do this justice. That's a long way down.